I don't know if you've been asked this question before. I'm sure you have. And so I apologize in advance. But when the story's done, what do you think your legacy is going to be?
Well, you don't. There's, well, yeah, that's harder to. What do I think it will be, or what do I want it to be? Because you don't get to write your own tombstone.
No. What do you think it's going to be?
Too early to say. Too early. I mean, if I know what it would have said in January of 2013.
Yeah.
But I don't like to brag about myself, but I got to say I'm really fucking proud.
What are you most proud of?
Well, I'm proud of the fact that I didn't quit.
Which time? Because you had a number of times to quit.
Well, just through the whole thing that I was able to keep it together, and without really any support. And thank God we live in 2021, 20 whatever, where people can reinvent yourself on your own. You don't need network television. You don't need the New York Times. You don't need any of that. Like what we're doing right here, right now, you did this on your own. You bought the cameras, you got the mics, you're asking the questions, you're the smart guy. All the millions of people are listening. You did that on your own. You couldn't have done that 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? So I've chosen to go that path, and I'm proud of that, honestly. So who knows what to your original question? Like I'm 50 years old. I think I'll live another 40 or 50 years. So there's a lot left to be told.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the amazing part here, right?
Yeah, and I don't need any more puff pieces in my life. Like I'm really beholden to a few things. One, my family. So that's the first checkpoint, and that's amazing, right? And then I really feel beholden and loyal to the audience of our podcast. And then as a byproduct of the success of the podcast, the fund, right? So the LP base, the people that have entrusted me, right? The guy that the whole world thought could never be trusted again, have trusted me with their hard-earned money. I'm beholden to them. And so those are all, and that's all I care about. Right. So that's, but I don't need to be on the cover of Forbes because it's just, I'm totally cool to keep that private. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, it is going to contain a lot of the rearview mirror. That's just the way, but I'm okay with that. That's the way society is. That's the way legacies are. Mine especially, it will mostly be that.
This podcast is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, nursing, or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. No doctor-patient relationship is formed. The use of this information and the materials linked to this podcast is at the user's own risk. The content on this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Users should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice from any medical condition they have, and they should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions. Finally, I take conflicts of interest very seriously. For all of my disclosures and the companies I invest in or advise, please visit peteratiamd.com/about, where I keep an up-to-date and active list of such companies.